Are we recording? Yes, we are. Hurrah! Here we go. Right, so welcome to the video of the beautiful Citroen disability vehicle. Very handy vehicle. Very useful, and I shall show you why. So the purpose of this video is to show you the good bits and the bad bits. So let's have a look for the bad bits first, because that's always the fun part. Being a 60 plate, that means it's a 2010. So she is a sprightly age of 15 years old, God love her, and she's done 50,000 miles, which is nice. We have a mark there and a mark there. Can you see that? We can touch that in, you know, with a bit of silver paint. I'm good at that. And we've got one there, so we'll touch that one there and that one there and that one there. And that looks good there then. So we're okay so far. Oh, we've got a little tiny one there, which I don't mind touching in as well. That's a bit of dirt. And we're going down this panel here. We have a couple of scratches on here. I don't think I'll be able to get much out of that. I think that will probably have to be as it is. These caps are missing. Now, they always come off these. Very common there and there. But I've got some replacement ones. So that's good. Down this side is good, and I've got a sneaky suspicion it might end up having some tyres, because we love spending our money here. That's why I've not got any. So if you look at this tyre here, you see that cracking there? That's the rubber of the tyre starting to break apart. Now that actually is not an MOT failure unless you can see the cords of the tyres, which you can't. However, because we are determined to never be rich, we will end up advising those. So in that case, we will then end up thinking, blimey, if we were advising them, then we ought to really change them, because it's not fair for the people who are paying for the car to have to change them in a few months. And what if they explode on the motorway? So, like I say, I think that this car's quite probably going to end up having new tyres on it. Yeah, so you see them? There you go. I can't let that go out in all good honesty. Now, there's plenty of garages that do and will, especially on a car that they consider to be low value. But, you know, this is your safety and my name. I don't want to be in court because you've had a blown out tyre and you're not, you know, it's caused an accident. It's not happening. It's not worth it. Tyres and brakes, you don't mess with. You don't mess with them. So we're looking at bodywork. There may be areas that I miss on this. I try not to. I do show the good and the bad. I am not afraid of showing the bad at all. It's a used car. You know, it's not brand new. If it was brand new, you wouldn't be needing a video, would you? You'd be just buying it. So we've got, this is really common. I've seen it a lot. So that's an alloy, and when it comes from the factory, this is painted black or grey, and the paint flakes. There's not a lot I can do with that. I've got limitations of money to spend, so you might have to live with that. But it's not horrendous. It's nothing bad. Let's have a look at the screen. Can we see any nasty cracks? I can't see anything obvious, no. So that looks good as well. Now we want to look down the panel to see whether it's got any nasty dents or key marks or scratches, and there isn't, or bits of rust and things like that. So we've got a cap missing there and there, like I say, very common. That's a bit of dirt. Some light superficial where people probably held their keys and done that on them. Might be able to polish a little bit of that out. Yeah, we'll have a look at this tyre as well. That's doing the same. So I think this is going to, let's look at this one. Yeah. Cool, blimey, heavens above, you're going to get 4 tyres on this. 4 brand new, round, at the top, the sides, and the bottom tyres. So the good thing about this car, and the only real reason you're buying it, well, there's 2 good reasons to buy this car. There's actually 3 or 4. I shall go through them. The first is this, and this is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Right, although you do need 2 hands. So I do not have a lovely assistant, Debbie McGee. Unfortunately, my assistant is over there with my son. Oh, this is us, by the way, curbside. Yes, that's a tractor. Yes, that is a horse. I know, bizarre. So we've been in Rhyl for a long time. That's a Fiordalise, that is, which I think might be French. Fleur de Lis. It sounds French, doesn't it? Anyway, and that is my wife driving a car, as you can hear. And this is our garage. We do MOTs and diagnostics and vehicle repairs, and that's our history. We also do van hire. We're well established. We've been here a long time. Right, so how do we open this without a lovely assistant? Well, watch. One hand on that handle there, and then you open this little oofa-doofa here, like so. Oh, hang on, you might have to use your foot. Without an assistant, you use your foot. It's one-handed, look. It's not heavy because it's an alloy. Now, the good thing about these is you can push the wheelchair up, nice and easy like so, and then you can secure your wheelchair using these straps, strap number 1 and strap number 2, and then we have strap number 3 and strap number 4 over there, which are these ones here, look. Now, if I remember rightly, there's a bloody button somewhere. There it is, electric reels. So I think there's like a solenoid thing that works. So you see that? Right, now that pulls over here. I have the, where's that adapter thing? I have some seatbelt adapter things, which I will include free of charge for you to attach to this, which should attach to the wheelchair to yank it into place, right? So what that does is it goes onto the wheelchair at the front, and then we press this button, and that locks it in place, see? So it can't move now, and that means that your loved one is secured. This seat folds up like this one as well. Nice thing about this is you've got the ability to be able to take passengers when you're not using the ramp. So that's good, isn't it? And look at this. Because it's so reliable and the French are so confident, they give you a torch for when you break down. So that is your interior light, which for some reason isn't working. Let's see if it works, this torch. Does it? Yes. Look at that. You get a torch that goes in there. I tell you what, you've got to love the French. They think of everything, don't they? Aha! I have found one, look. There is one. That's one of the clampy things that goes round that section there and pulls in onto the seatbelt. But there seems to be not another one. So I'll have a look for another one. I've definitely got some somewhere, I'm sure. These are for the seatbelt, right? So obviously you've got to wear a seatbelt because you're a passenger in the car. Just because you're in a wheelchair, you've got to wear a 3-point seatbelt and be safe. That all goes car dobbity dobble. And here we go. Right, so I think we should open the bonnet and start the engine. Now, some of you may not understand how an engine works, and that's okay. That's fine. You probably did other things in your life. Perhaps you're a doctor, a singer, a dancer. You could be any number of things, an artist. Right, I can't dance. I'm definitely not a doctor. And my artistic flair isn't all that good. My dad was an artist. He was a sign writer. He was very clever as artist. Right, here we go, into the engine. Now, hold on a minute. Bear with me a second. I've got to find the oofa-doofa. So you will notice, you will look at that and you go, ew, that's dirty. Well, of course it's dirty. It's an engine. It's supposed to be dirty. It gets dirt thrown up at it every day from the rain off the dirty road. Well, why isn't it jet wash, clean, spick and span like all the other garages that I've ever gone to when they open the garages? Because we don't jet wash our engines. Why not? Because we're not hiding stuff. And it's an engine. It's not supposed to be cleaned. It's got electrical components and stuff that doesn't like water very much. And if you do a sustained amount of water with soapy chemicals and things, it makes the things go wrong. And the other reason is we can spot for really nasty oil leaks when it hasn't been cleaned. And guess what? So can you. But I will add, engines do seep oil. That is normal. Not saying this one is, but it is normal for an engine to seep a bit of oil. It is not a submarine. I think even submarines leak to a point, don't they? But anyway, nevertheless, engines do seep oil. The important thing is what we're looking for here mainly is whether or not it's had any nasty impact damage. And we're going to look at things like these plastic areas here to make sure that they're not all broke off or been repaired, or there's things that are bent and twisted and mangled. And obviously there isn't on this, otherwise I'd point it out to you. So all we're looking at now is the washer bottle, the water, powerful steering fluid, oil, filler checker, dipstick, and oil filler. This is your bonnet release, and these are your brake fluid. So we're going to service it, and we're going to do oil filter, air filter, fuel filter. It's going to have new bloody tyres. There's something else I'm going to tell you about in a minute. And the cam belt we're going to do with the water pump and kit and auxiliary drive belt, which is that one there, which otherwise we would know as the fan belt, but we now call a drive belt. There's my lovely assistant. Hi, darling, who doesn't like to be on the video. You okay? There we go. Cup of tea would be nice, love. Cup of tea, thank you. Oh, thanks, love. Did you just raise your eyes at me? Yeah, she did. Okay, love. Right, so... can you help Kenny? He's here and his key's hanging up. Right, Ken, I'm doing a video. Your van's done, but you really do need a new wheel. Yeah, so you need to go to Cambrian, see Jasper, and just get a standard steel wheel, the similar size to that one, and put it on the front. I've had to take your crappy one off the front and put it on the back because it wouldn't pass the calipers. Oh, right. Because the discs, the tolerances are slightly different on the disc, so it brought the wheel closer in. Okay. Right, so you need the original. So you need wheel nuts for that steel wheel off of Jasper. Yeah, it's all over Cambrian. Cambrian. It'll charge you 20, 30 quid, something like that. It's well worth doing. Your wheel won't fall off that way. Bring it back to me tomorrow and I'll chuck it on for you. Right, all right. So what do I just, it'll be all right driving then? Yeah, but steady, Ken. Yeah, steady. Yeah. No, don't be breaking the speed limit, okay? All right, so keys for this one. We need... All right, mate. Okay, so that's Kenny, a lovely customer up the road who's had his van fixed. You don't need to know that, do you? Anyway, where are we? Well, hang on a minute. No, we've got prepare to be amazed. The windows are the old-fashioned push-out types, like your mom and dad's Morris Marina, see? Or your Morris Minor. You just do that thing there and boom, boom. What are you looking for, doll? His van? It's down there. Right, so in we go into the cab. We've done the bodywork. We have done the engine. We have discussed the ramp and we have discussed the locking in devices, okay? It has done a recorded 53,814 miles, which is great. So we're now going to start the engine up. Now, this is the process. You must always start the engine up, but before you do, you must absolutely always rub the dash and tell her that she's a good girl, or boy, or him, so what is it? Him, she, the, or they, right? Whatever you decide. At the moment, I'm saying she, good girl, okay? And that's my choice for me. But you might have a different choice. There's a nice little compartment there, look, and it's really deep. You put loads of good stuff in there, and you've got compartment space up here as well, which is handy. And you've got lovely little nets up there for putting stuff in, putting your spare socks or whatever, gloves, hat. Oh, this is great. This thing is as well. It goes on forever. I mean, you could literally move in there. It's a bit dirty though, isn't it? We need to give that a clean. Right, so what does this bit do? This, height adjustment on the seat, look. That's what that is. Awesome. Another little one down there to go backwards and forwards. Do we have steering adjustment? God damn, the French are amazing, aren't they? Yes, we do. There is something that they're not very good at. Right, and then that's normal. Okay, so rub the dash, good girl. Do you have to have... And then you turn, hang on, you're supposed to turn the key then. Turn the key and away it goes. Up she starts, bless her. So there's a beep saying oil okay. That's a good sign, isn't it? Yeah. And then we've got 53 miles worth of fuel left in it. I think we'll end up putting a bit of fuel in it for someone as well. So that's nice. Somebody's going to get free tyres, free cam belt, free service, free MOT. Right. Okay, so the French, I do love them. They make a fantastic car. And what I find with the French cars is they are incredibly comfortable. And I like these cars because they've got nice seats. They've got a nice driving position. You get a nice little armrest there as well for both passenger and victim. And you also get really good visibility. The nice thing about these is when you're parking, the back being flat is the end. So you don't have to worry about any overhang. And if I drop the bonnet down, I'll show you. If you've not driven one of these before, you'll need to know, because people think that they're quite daunting because they could be big. Hold on a minute. Got to put the bonnet thing in. So drop the bonnet down. Right, so when we're sat in the car, and they've got good visibility, don't forget, and you've got height adjustment. So there's your head. See, there's your light just there. That is literally the end of your bonnet. So parking is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And for the back, obviously that bit there is the back. That's it. That's the end. So parking's nice and easy. To help you park, you have electric mirrors. So you can move them like so. One to the other. That is your light adjustment. Now, if you're carrying passengers that are in the back on the at night with your loved one in a wheelchair, you will probably want to adjust that slightly. That adjusts the level of the light so you're not dazzling people. But you'll know that anyway. Lights are on here, indicators there. Air conditioning and electric windows, which are working. We're on 16 minutes now. This is going to take about 4,000 days to upload in North Wales because we're still on dial-up. Our technology hasn't come to this part of the world. Right, radio, yes, it does work. Now, the bit that isn't working at the moment, but will be, because again, I'm never going to be rich, is this, the heater. It works on speed number 4. 4 only. And that's very common on these. They are all the same. I don't know what it is with them. It's the motor. It's easy to do. It's in there. They cost about 60 quid. I'll buy you a new one and I'll put it in, and it should work then on 1, 2, 3 and 4. But just be warned, in about 2 years' time, it will probably do exactly the same, and it'll just work on 4, which is annoying if you want to talk to somebody. Not so annoying if you've got somebody who you don't want to talk to, and you can then put that on and ignore them. So that's how that works. Right, so the engine runs lovely, drives lovely, sounds lovely. Gear change is smooth. Brakes and all of those things will be done by Sarah, my MOT testing wife. There is reverse. And then we have fifth. And obviously all the other normal 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Fuel economy on these is great. Usually upwards of 50 miles to the gallon. So you should be fairly happy with that. And I think that is it, unless I've missed something. But if I have missed something, or you've spotted something that you would like me to go over again, then please let me know. In a moment, I am going to go into the office and, oh, look there, see seagull. See that seagull then? He or she, Mr. and Mrs. Seagull, oh, he's gone. They sit up there, and when it gets loaded onto that thing there, from my computer, the seagull will carry it all the way to you. And that's how our internet works here. So I don't know what you've got at your place, but that's ours. So it does take a little while, but it's worth it. I'm sure you'll see.